What's up, everyone? Peti Kish Hun here, and I'm bringing you another video today. It's very hot at the moment. My fan is going in the background, so mind the noise if you do hear it. I'm sorry about that, guys. But I wanted to talk about today is Metal Gear Solid. So I'm going to do something fun today because recently, especially in the gaming industry itself, I usually talk about the news and what's up with gaming as well as in the industry and all that. But it's been very negative, I would say. Very negative.
All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
So I wanted to mix it up today and do something a little bit fun and a little bit different than I usually do on this channel. So I'm going to be doing my own grids for fun lists. So I'm going to go through all the Metal Gear Solid games. I'm a huge fan of this franchise. I love the Metal Gear franchise so much. And it's going to be a tough one going through all of these. But before we do any of that, guys, please, if you could, give a like, sub, share, follow, all the things on here on this channel. I appreciate it very much if you could do that. Okay, just want to mention this before we start anything with the grids for fun thing. This was posted recently, guys. This is by Metal Gear Network, and they posted this. So we have an actual anniversary of Metal Gear, which is perfect timing of me doing this. Not coincidence at all, guys.
Trust me.
On July 13th, 1987, a new era of tactical espionage began with the Japanese release of Metal Gear for the MSX2. The game redefined action gaming and introduced the world to the art of stealth. 39 years later, we honor the groundbreaking title that started it all. So there you go, guys. We got an anniversary, the 39th anniversary of the original Metal Gear. A lot of people think Metal Gear Solid started with Metal Gear Solid. It didn't. It started with Metal Gear. So this is a long, almost 40 years of Metal Gear we've been going through this franchise. And it's still talked about to this day. So it's a huge franchise. A lot of people love the characters, the atmosphere, the world, and how it impacts actually the world today. That's why a lot of people go back and play Metal Gear, and it's very influential, actually, the things that are in these games. It's mind-blowing what Hideo Kojima did back in the day, as well as, you know, all those people he worked with, and it's like one of the most beloved one to this day. So we're going to go through and I'm going to show you about me with the Metal Gear franchise. This is the About Me Metal Gear Solid section. Right straight off the bat, we got favorite game. Now, this one is going to be a tough one for me because my favorite game is between Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 3, I would say. Now, which one do I like better? That is the question. See, Metal Gear Solid 1 was my first one introduced to the franchise. And when I was little, when I was playing that game, it was an amazing experience. Never beat it until later in my life. But I did very much enjoy Metal Gear Solid. It was literally a solid game. And it was a pinpoint in gaming where it felt like storytelling, especially during that time where it was building up the world and there was characters you cared about, and it became like almost like, even with the voice acting, everything, it felt very cinematic, even though obviously the graphics wasn't up to par yet. It was very polygon, I would say, the graphics, compared to like a Metal Gear Solid 3 where it felt more of like a 007 spy thriller kind of story. So was Metal Gear, but that was very espionage as well. Get in, get out, destroy the Metal Gear, you know the rest. And it has a lot of twists and turns, of course, just like every Metal Gear does. You know what? I'm going to put Metal Gear Solid 3 as my favorite game, and best story, I'm going to put Metal Gear. I think that's fair enough. We haven't seen anything really this depth in storytelling back in the day with Metal Gear. Now, favorite art style. I do like the art for Metal Gear 1. If you've seen the promotional art and everything for it, it was very good. Art for 3 is good. Like, a lot of the art's good, but gameplay style and art, the best looking one would be Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. Because the Fox engine was a really great engine, and Konami and Kojima created that, and they haven't done anything with that engine ever again. They just literally disowned it, pretty much. Because it does look graphically the best. Now, for best combat, definitely would be Phantom Pain. Straight up. Easily. It's the newest one and probably the best one from the Metal Gears, for sure. It feels the best. The movement feels good. You could do way more than any of the Metal Gears. So yeah. Biggest personal impact? I'd probably go with 3. Because that's the one I actually beat. I never beat 1 until I went back later and beat it. But this one was the most impactful because this one got me really into the franchise with 3. And then I went back to play 1, 2, and then the rest. I remember borrowing this from a friend a summer back when we were out of school. It was great because I borrowed Metal Gear Solid 3 on the PS2. This one, I think it was this cover too. And then I borrowed Resident Evil 4. Those 2 games blew my mind so much that I'm a fan of both of those franchises now to this day. I played these games when I was younger, but I never beat them. I never really got into it. I was more into like the platformer mascot characters, I would say, like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, all that. It's until later I was like, holy shit, these games are ahead of its time, straight up. Like, it just blew my mind how good these games were. Overhated. Probably MGS5. MGS5 because it doesn't have a definitive ending. It feels like it was rushed at the very end. There was a lot of cut content. And probably there was because we know what happened with Konami and Kojima's leaving. And I would have liked to see Kojima's version still be implemented if he could finish the game. But, you know, Konami and Kojima could not do it today if they wanted to. I would have liked it. I always cross my fingers that we would ever get a director's cut of this game. Feel more constructed together and not so broken up. But unfortunately, I don't think that will happen. I would love it, but I don't think that would happen. Kojima's doing his own games with Death Stranding. It was interesting for that bit of moment where we had Konami and Kojima. He was going to do all these different types of games, but now it's a different story. I liked it more that, yes, we had voice actors for these characters that were actually like big actors, but I don't want to see actors implemented into my game, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to see in Death Stranding Norman Reedus' face. Like, I would like Norman Reedus to do the voice, but not the face. I would like to see a constructed face, a game style face that they used to always do, and not like actually take from actors. Do something unique with it. But I know it's easier that way. The motion capture is easier that way. I just prefer original designs of characters than seeing actors' faces in my video games. But that's just me. Now, underrated? No one really talks about Peace Walker. Metal Gear Solid 2 is overrated, I think. I don't hate on it, but I think it's probably the weakest for me, especially the beginning parts are pretty weak. The Solid Snake part on the ship is awesome. And then you switch to Raiden, like everyone knows. Big, just confusing moment, but at the same time, I'm okay with Raiden now these days. Back then, it was just like, what the fuck kind of moment, you know, already know. And also the big shell, I wasn't really a big fan of it than Shadow Moses and even the jungle area in Metal Gear 3. Like, the beginning was kind of slow, didn't really care for it too much. And then when you meet Solidus, that's when it gets interesting and starts ramping up. And it gets a little bit more interesting. Solid Snake, Otacon, Vamp, a bunch of other characters, Fortune. Underrated probably is still Peace Walker. Peace Walker, because I hear no one really talking about Peace Walker. And it's a very important part in Metal Gear It's a right smack in the middle between MGS5 and MGS3. And if you think about it, it would be actually MGS5. It would be actually the original MGS5, and MGS5 would be 6. I know some people love MGS2. They think it's phenomenal. I think it's fine, but it's not my favorite. It's not because of Raiden. It's not because of Raiden at all. Raiden's a cool character now. Needs a remake. I've been saying this for a while, and it's not MGS1 like everyone's talking about. It's the original Metal Gear. That one aged not so good compared to many of the others. I could still play MGS1 and have not many problems. I know some people I've talked about that never played MGS, and they played the first one on PS1. They thought it was very hard because they never played a game like that before. They just gave up. It was too hard.
Oh, poor baby.
It's not that hard if you know what you're doing, you know, but I guess everyone's different. This one, Metal Gear, I played it a little bit and I didn't know where I was, what is going on. I need like a whole guide for this game because it was so difficult. I don't even think I beat it. That's how hard it was. I think this one needs a remake easily. I don't know if it needs a reimagining. I really don't. Maybe. I don't know. I would even say Metal Gear 2 as well, but Metal Gear 2 is closer to what Metal Gear Solid is, the first one. Do this one or do a combo with Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 and remake that. I would love to see that because that one needs it the most. Criminal overlooked. Special Ops, but it's not canon to Kojima. Some people say it's canon, it's not. I played this on my PS Vita. I would probably say Peacemaker. It doesn't have a number in the franchise. No one talks about it. Favorite protagonist is between Solid Snake and Big Boss. And we know what happens to Big Boss. He's almost like an anti-hero. He's a hero, and he becomes more of a villain. But then you find out he did this for the reasons why. I always thought Solid Snake looked the coolest, but Big Boss is an interesting, fascinating character where you see his development. He gets the most development from all the characters compared to Solid Snake. The downfall, kind of like the Anakin Skywalker becomes Darth Vader moment. So very interesting, but I'd probably still say Solid Snake. Is there a picture of Solid Snake? No, there isn't. And then favorite antagonist, that would have to be Revolver Ocelot. He's a big fan of Big Boss, but also he's trying to do different things that Big Boss want to do. And the fusion with Liquid and Ocelot. He's one of those characters, triple cross, double cross. He's always crossing everyone. Such a complex character for what he is that he deserves to be antagonist. Plus, I like his character. He looks cool. He's like an old like cowboy revolver. And then he does these like cool flips with his revolver, twists them around, does the cool like show off and everything. Yeah, I'd probably go with Revolver Ocelot for sure.
A few moments later.
And there you go. We got Solid Snake in there and we got Revolver Ocelot for protagonist and antagonist. There you go. Best soundtrack. The soundtrack is a banger for not mostly, all of the games pretty much. All of them have specific parts that I love. There are sounds and just little implements I love to use in even videos I do and stuff. I love the Metal Gear soundtrack. A lot of it has some good moments in there. But you know what? Since we don't have a game in here from the franchise, I think I want to put one of them in here. I think I'm going to put MGS4. MGS4 has some really good songs too in there, but I would be okay with MGS1, MGS2, MGS3. MGS5 has a lot of ones too that are really good, but I feel like 4 has the most emotional, gripping one because it's the last one in the franchise, if you don't count Revengeance. And I would say for soundtrack, I would think this would be hitting the hardest. It just blows me away how good the soundtrack for 4 was too. It was amazing. Best multiplayer. Okay, the only multiplayer I played, I did play a little bit back in the day with MGS4. It was fun and kooky and crazy. I did play MGS5 multiplayer too. That was interesting. Didn't play too much of it that I do remember. And I played a little bit of MGS Delta, the remake for 3. I did play that one with the hide and seek. That one's okay too. I was never really in the MGS multiplayer mood, I would say. I would just like dick around and just do some shit, whatever I could. I wasn't like being competitive or play too much of it. But when I did play it, I did play a little bit of it. I was more into like multiplayer for like Uncharted 2 or Uncharted 3. But yeah, I would say probably MGS 4 for that one as well. Not usually my thing, but it'd probably be Revengeance. Not a stealth action game. It's just pure action. Hack and slash action. It's not a bad game at all. It's actually, a lot of people want to remaster or remake of this game. So I think there is like a fan base. I think it's all because of the memes. There's tons of memes of this game, but I think there's actually a interest of people that want to play this game again. I would be okay with this one. Is it canon? We don't know. This is like way into the future. Maybe not. I don't know. Because again, it doesn't have Snake in it. Turn my brain off. Well, there's not really a game you can like turn your brain off, to be honest. I don't see it. I would put Ground Zeroes like a starter for MGS 5. Because I did play a lot of it, and I would just dick around most of the time after completing the mission and just do it over and over and over and see what kind of thing I would have. Just start shooting everything. If not Ground Zeroes, turn my brain off, Metal Gear. These games, I can't turn my brain off because I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing and how I'm going to go to the other side without getting detected, or how to take down an enemy and put him in a locker or something, you know? Best with friends, you know what? I already put best multiplayer for 4. I'm going to say 5. I don't know if they turned off the online feature for it, but I would give it to 5. Best retro game, I'm going to give it some love. I'm going to give it to Metal Gear 2 because it has a lot of implementations of Metal Gear Solid in there. And then nostalgia childhood game, MGS 1, easily. Game everyone should play, MGS 1. It's a given. Like, I would question it if you played MGS 5 first. You have no clue what the hell you're doing, what the story plot is. It's just a tactical espionage in Afghanistan, and that's it, and you're just doing missions. You would have no clue what this is if you never played any of these Metal Gear games. Now, if you can play this one, I also told people, I know some people are going to hate this, MGS 1 Twin Snakes on the GameCube. This is another one I would recommend if you cannot handle, for some reason, Metal Gear Solid 1. This one's, I think, a little bit easier, better textures, and better graphics. Now, I could put MGS 3, the remake, or the original. The remake did a wonderful job of doing a 1-to-1 adaptation of the third one. So already that's well done, where I could recommend people playing 3 remake. It doesn't change the story. It's not reimagining or anything. It doesn't alter things. It doesn't do something that's crazy. It's the same 1-to-1 game as a remake, like it should be, like most games should be. I could also recommend people playing that because it's the beginning of the story. It's the prequel for Metal Gear, but I would push for Metal Gear Solid. But an alternative, I would say Twin Snakes, and another alternative, I would say MGS 3 or MGS Delta, the remake. Those are the 4 I would recommend for people to get into this franchise, straight up. That is my About Me Metal Gear Solid Grids fun. That is pretty much it. That's my list. Again, I thank you everyone for watching. I wanted to do something a little different, something a little bit fun. But what do you guys think? What is your favorite MGS or Metal Gear game? What is your favorite one? Is this list an okay list, or would you switch things around in this list? Whatever you guys think. It's my own personal list, so everyone's is not going to be the same. Everyone has their different choices, their own opinions about which one is their favorite. Have you been with the franchise for a while, or are you just starting to get into Metal Gear? Let me know, guys, in the comments below. I am interested to see what you guys think about it. I thank you so much again for watching this long, and if you didn't like this video, I still thank you so much for watching this long. Till the next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one all, and I'll see you soon.